welcome back, welcome back. It's True Blue Tie here in Thailand. As you probably can see, I've got the lights on because it's dark. It's probably around about 7 p.m. in Thailand, and yeah, so it's a bit noisy out there. Yeah, so for instance, and we just had the news. I'm just going to do another video because we just had the news today. I'm sure you know now by now the fact that we had what do you call it, the Champions League qualifying draw between, and it was either Real Madrid who were going to get or Bayern Munich. And it's like one of those. I've seen this kind of draws before when I think it was the Liverpool draw, for instance, a long time ago. And what's it called? Well, we're going to get Liverpool in the cup, etc. For instance, I'm like, oh, of course we're going to get Liverpool. Of course we're going to get Liverpool, for instance, and we did. So, and what's it called? The chances of not getting Real Madrid was probably like 1,000,000 to 1. So yeah, we got Real Madrid, and it is what it is. I think all between, for some strange reason, I've got in the back of my mind, I'm not feeling, I think that's a good draw for us, to tell you the truth. Everybody's thinking, oh, well, you know, we've got to go to Madrid, and listen to LB, my God, the negativity from that channel at the moment. Oi. Anyway, so I said, come on, have some chess, will you? Anyway, so, but he's kind of, it's for to so I'm quite optimistic. I just don't know. I just got an optimistic feeling, for instance, about it. So what's it called? I don't know what it is. Just got that optimistic feeling. Man City is not gonna go out to Madrid. Don't know what it is. Just felt that feeling. And Pep's been talking as well. So I'm just going to go through things what Pep said, and Mateo Kovacic has also explained, has come out with a comment as well. He said, we expect the better performances from ourselves, being higher than the table, what's called the Champions League table. But that's football. We haven't performed well in the group stage. Now we have to have a tough draw than what we expected. We can't wait to play these games. And I think also, for instance, and they went on to actually saying, a lot of teams are not going to forward to play Man City, and Carlo Ancelotti has also come out in his press conference said he doesn't want Man City. So, for instance, so the chances are, yeah. So, so for instance, and why not? To me, for instance, if I was Carlo, for instance, I wouldn't want Man City either, for instance, or any team. Again, regardless of what's it called, the form we've been in, etc. We still, we're actually in top form. They're better form now. What's it called, for a long time? For instance, we got the new guys coming in, Mamouche and everybody. So, for instance, and that's where I feel a bit more confident. Players coming back. Nobody coming back this weekend, unfortunately, but we can get Mamouche and the new guys into play against Arsenal. So, for instance, and so I'm just a bit optimistic, and I think I keep sending messages to what do you call it to LB, for instance. Have some chest, have some belief. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you, as a City fan, you can be kind of too invested into the club, etc. And you gotta, and it's like, when you're kind of, I remember I had one of my best friends when I used to live in Denmark, etc. Was a guy called Phil, for instance, and he was also the same thing. And he said, every time I feel confident, they let me down. So he used to sit there again. Yeah, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. He said, then I don't have to worry about what's it called when we do. I get a good feeling when we win. So yeah. So for instance, looking at the news before I talked about Pep. Savino on the what's it called in the last 16. If it's Real Madrid or another, it'll be a great match. And if it's Real Madrid, we'll work a lot and see what the Professor Pep. Because he calls Pep Guardiola Professor Pep, has for us to play good. And he's slammed back in the middle of the what's it called? We play Liverpool just not long after. But as I said, Pep's just saying we've been here, done it, bought the tissue. It looks bad on paper, what's it called? But we've done it. For instance, So for instance, and we got to kind of like say, again this. We've done it. We've done all this before, for instance, with City, for instance, and why not? Okay, so on the Champions League draw, it is what it is with Pep. That's one of my favourite sayings as well. It is what it is. Could have been nicer, yeah, or goal. We could be playing another one, but who's to say we're playing? We're playing in Celtic in Glasgow, and we lose there. For instance, it could be even worse. Instead, we're up to 60 minutes against Bruges, etc. We were going out, so yeah. So there you are. So for instance, and we won that game. So sometimes it may look bad on paper, but you never know. Okay, so for instance, on a few things just going on. Ba, 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 yeah, talk about. Yeah, yeah, I'm confident. For instance, I'm still confident. So, for instance, and on it. Okay, listen. Let's talk about what Pep was saying on the transfers. Not transfers on transfers. He says Man City is still. He said he doesn't know that Man City is still going to bring anybody in. But we're not going to, because they were talking about McAtee. For instance, McAtee said, "Well, he doesn't. He can't afford to let anybody go, and for instance, we need him. What's it called? But yeah, um, but also the club needs. He was actually saying, well, the club, sometimes the club, needs to balance the books a little bit. So, but he wants him to stay. I want him to stay. For instance, I think he still can offer us good. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. For instance, for instance, on the fixture list, the fixtures, and Man City, the kind, and I think sometimes the what's it called? I think sometimes the media wants to bait him and come out and saying things like slag off for instance, the media. And I don't think I think he's too long in the to bait on Arteta. He's the needle between him and Arteta in and what's it called, Arsenal. He said no, love him and his family, respects his family very much. So, for instance, yeah. So no needle, no nothing. Even on the what's it called, the fixture list, he says, "Well, we've had it now for what 9 years now. Is it going to change?" And he pushed the question back to the reporter. Do you think it's going to change? He said, "Also, he brought in Ferguson and Mourinho, also having the same problems." What's it called? It's just what it is, and you just got to get on with it. But Man City have done it before, and I remember last season we had a tough fixture list. Again, he mentioned the Real Madrid game. Then we had Wembley a couple of days ago. We could have played on the Sunday rather than playing on the Saturday, but we had to play on the Saturday, which was really ridiculous. He said, but it's just going to be. It's just it is what it is. He said, but we've gone through it and we've succeeded. And the mere fact that we've gone on to win, we can't really say that. Well, it's affecting us really, even though by rights, me personally, for instance, the Premier League needs to and work with FA and whatever, and be more kind and more respectable to our top clubs who are playing every minute. What's it called? Because again, this affects us on on the broadcasters. Because it affects everybody. For instance, so it's wrong. But again, for instance, the broadcasters just think about themselves. So we don't know anything about the transfers. Um, What was the thing? Draw could have been nice. Uh, we don't. We're not expecting anybody back, so we still won't have Rodri. We won't have a Kanji, not a Kanji, Aki, Diaz, and Doku. What's it called? But for instance, yeah, I didn't say anything about John Stones. So John Stones is okay to see him in training as well. Happy smiling and yeah. So for instance, but maybe Oscar Bob will play some part. I was expecting to see on the bench on Wednesday, but he wasn't on the bench. But it is what it is. Hopefully, we'll see him on the bench. But again, for instance, it takes time to come back. Rodri was with the squad, and he's happy the fact that he wants to be with the squad. He's a voice in the dressing room to the players, which is good, and he wants to be part of that. It just shows his commitment to Man City, and wants to get back. For instance, but we'll just have to wait and see. What's it called? But is there any players who wants to come and join them? What's it called? Is welcome. And I've seen him and Diaz and Aki, for instance, all what's it called? In being with the boys, which means it says a lot to me. It says a lot, because it says we're together as a football squad. So yeah, so I've got great. It feels good about that. So yeah. What's it called? Investing in the transfer markets mid-season. We went there because we finally was because financially we're stable from the last seasons, because we spent nothing. Still, right now, after the investments we have done, we've been in profit for the last 5 seasons. So so we can do it. So we don't need to go out and spend a lot of money. Spend more money. Sorry, we can do it. We can go out and spend money, because again we bought nobody for the last 5 seasons. But I thought he was kind of calm. He was relaxed. For instance, in the press conference, I thought there's more to come, because they had that stupid embargo. For instance, we'll find out more tomorrow when I'll do my Arsenal preview. For instance, or maybe on Sunday. I don't know when to come that happens, but I'll do Arsenal preview. But overall, I'm okay with everything, etc. I was listening to South Stand, etc., with Dan Potts and what's it called? Dabs. Dabs is really impressing me. Dabs, what's it called? His questions to Dan, and Dan's a really genuine guy. And for instance, and I thought it was a really, really good interview, for instance, and really gives me an insight on Arsenal and a youngster, that 17-year-old, which we've got to be aware of. What's it called? But they're hoping their midfield will be the clincher. So, for instance, by the sounds of it, the midfield, for instance, because they've got Declan Rice, they've got quite a few players in midfield which can give us harm. And for instance, so I think they think they'll control midfield, which means they'll get the points. It could be more like a draw. Could be a draw. And for instance, that depends. But I think we need a goal. But I'll think about it more. Then I was going to give my full verdict tomorrow. But I do believe we can get some kind of result. No doubts. But so I'm quietly confident again. And I said, for instance, it is what it is. What's the goal with the Champions League? We knew it was going to be difficult. I didn't know until the end. What's the goal? The fact that it was going to be Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, but it was like, oh god, it would have finished just a little bit further. We're going to go Eindhoven, But it is what it is. It's just good for the club, good for the finances. Not good for our hearts, etc. We've got a lot of tough games coming up. But again, I've said this before, there's a lot of tough games, but you could be playing the likes of Brentford, you could be playing Bournemouth. I was talking to my friend, my best mate, for instance, in England. He's a Liverpool fan, what's it called? And he's not looking forward to the Liverpool game, and so, because against Bournemouth and the way they're playing at the moment. So, you never know. You never know. Not every game is a given. Anyway, so, but shame not to hear about Diaz. But I'm glad we have got no new injuries, which is good, and the fact that we can see Oscar tomorrow, for instance, and so I'm again quite confident that, for instance, we're going to end up having a good season. Okay, right? I've got chest, even under my Christmas jumper. I wear my Christmas jumper. The temperature is around about 27 degrees. But for it just, it drops and it gets down to 21, and that's quite chilly for me. So, but so I know people look at me. It's 10 degrees in England. I've just seen videos, etc. Of the temperature in the UK. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm going to speak to you tomorrow. How you feel about the the draw? Are you positive? Are you like me positive? You like me positive about Arsenal? Come on, have you got chest? Or you feel like LB, for instance, very nervous? Oops, fireworks are going off. Chinese New Year. It's going to be like all weekend, I expect. Big thing in Thailand, Chinese New Year. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you those fireworks. Enjoy. Rather looking so. Take care. See you tomorrow.